Should we start?
No.
Okay. Hello, fellow Gooplers and Gooplets. We're back for another episode of the Gooper Reel podcast with me, Michael Mittag, and Mason Griffith is also here as well, I think.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. So, what are we doing today? I don't know.
This week we have 2 episodes coming out.
Yeah.
Mystic River is the one right now that we're doing.
Supposed to come out last week, but
Yeah,
I was
but-
sick with the
yeah.
goop disease.
You were sickly.
Yeah, I was dying.
Yeah. He was like on his deathbed and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we'll have 2 coming out this week, actually. It'll be Mystic River and Alias Grace. And then next week, it will be Oppenheimer. So definitely watch that one. That one's...
Mark your calendar. It's coming out March 8th.
Yeah, that one's going to be awesome. It is
Yeah,
awesome.
it's gonna be a bomb.
We already recorded it. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But pretend like we didn't.
Yeah. We have a guest star, too, so that's another reason.
Not this episode, though.
Yeah.
This episode's just us. It's us
Yeah.
boring
Boring,
hosts.
just us.
Yeah.
Mystic River, hidden gem, you just called it.
Yeah.
Rated R for violence and language for the kids.
No, not for the kids.
Not for the ki-
Can't let
oh,
the kids
dang.
watch it. They'll get scared.
Yeah, this is a very mild R, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
When was PG-13 invented or created or whatever?
I don't know.
Here, okay.
Hey, Siri, when was PG-13 invented?
When was PG-13 created?
People before PG-13.
1984, so they did have the option to make it PG-13, which...
They didn't.
Yeah, it could have been. Like
It gets a little... It's a little...
it's a little heavy.
It's pretty heavy, so I could see why.
Yeah, the content's kind of heavy. We have directed by Clint Eastwood. Produced by Clint
Western
Eastwood
Star. Yeah.
also. So that's pretty cool. Came out 2003, October 15th. It grossed 90 million, runtime 2 hours 17 minutes, and Warner Bros. Are the distributor.
Yeah. Dang, that was a big project.
Yeah, it's a good movie, and the more I talk to people, the more I realize not many people have seen it.
I know.
So my dad has, but like he's, I guess, like not normal person.
Dang.
Like, I don't know, cause yeah, I've talked to many people that watch a lot of movies, and they're like, "Oh no, I haven't watched it." So
Yeah, I know it. It seems like we'll talk more about it, but it's a really good movie, and it's surprising just how relatively unknown it seems to be. Like you even go online, there isn't much to find about it online. I mean, there are a lot of Hindi explanations of the movie, but
Yeah.
there aren't very many English ones. I don't know why. There are just very many in general. It's very small, it seems like.
this movie is starring Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, and Kevin Bacon, which are kind of like our 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say one is more main character than another. I mean, maybe it focuses more on Jimmy, which is Sean Penn. Maybe I think they all share the main character.
Share the spotlight.
Yeah. And then side characters, we also have Lawrence Fishburne, which is Mobius.
Yeah, Morbius. Oh no, not Morbius. Sorry.
And Marcia Harden. Don't know who that is.
Huh?
Laura Linney. Those are their wives.
Oh, okay.
How do we start this? I mean, let's just go through plot maybe. So
I guess start. Well, do you want to start? Do you want to explain the plot?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say a spoiler alert, but spoiler alert because it's 2003. Come on.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't even born yet.
The movie opens with 3 friends: Jimmy, Dave, and Sean. Good friends, obviously. Are they playing ball, or is this after they got done playing ball?
They were playing ball, and then the ball went in the hole, the hole.
Oh yeah,
the gutter.
And then they see some wet cement, and they begin to write their names.
Yeah.
So we have Jimmy get written, Sean get written, and Dave wrote.
Da.
Yeah. He wrote half his name before he was interrupted by someone who was like pretending to be a cop.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, what are you doing? And then like the boys tell him, oh, we live right around here. But Dave doesn't. Dave's like, oh, I live somewhere else. So the guy who was pretending to be a cop takes Dave in his car, and he gets kidnapped and molested for, what was it, like 3-4 days?
Yeah,
something like that.
He was kidnapped for a while.
Yeah.
For 3 or so days.
He does escape, though, when we see that. So that's kind of like the intro. And then we jump ahead 20, 30 years to when they're all like adults. Not 30 years. That'd be crazy. Probably 20 years.
Yeah. I don't think it's set. Does it say? No, I don't think it says.
No, we don't get their ages, but they're midlife.
Yeah, when it swaps.
Yeah.
Swaps it doesn't it starts off with Dave and his son playing ball in the same area.
We see Dave and his son, which was the one who got captured. Dave, we know it's Dave. He's wearing the same Boston Red Sox hat that he was wearing as a kid, so that's an easy connection there. And then we get introduced to, I don't know what one next, but Jimmy we get introduced to. He has a daughter and a second wife and another daughter. He has 2 daughters, I think.
He has three daughters, yeah. 3 daughters, something like that.
And a second wife. And he has a great relationship with his oldest daughter, Katie, which was from his first wife. Mm-hmm. So that must be a little bit weird. And then Sean, he turns out to be a detective type guy. So out of the 3, he's definitely got like the most stable, like cool job. Mm-hmm. Jimmy seems to kind of be like a mob boss type guy. Like, he just has like a crew. He just brings around and orders, and it's a little weird. And what does Dave do?
Dave, he's kind of just, he's his son's dad. Isn't his son's name Michael? Like, actually?
Yeah. I was asking about his job.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't think it ever says what he does. I think he's just the dad of Michael.
Yeah. That's all we need to know also.
Yeah.
What happens first? Well, first his Katie, Jimmy's favorite daughter, asks him to go out with some friends, which she does, and she goes to the bar and dances on the countertop, and Dave sees her and is like, oh, that's Jimmy's daughter. And then he says something like a little weird, like, what does he say? Like, oh, I hate the youth or something like that.
I don't think he said.
He doesn't say that.
Did he say that? I don't think he said that.
No, he said something like he was like jealous of the youth or something like that, where he wishes he was in their shoes. It sounded like anyway. Mm-hmm. Or no.
Dancing on the counter.
Yeah, I think it's because Dave obviously got kidnapped, so his youth was probably ruined by that like horrible stain.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of
his innocence.
Yeah. Lost his innocence super early, so he probably didn't feel like he had a normal childhood, and he's kind of just like, not really jealous, but just like, oh, dang, that could have been me back in the day.
Yeah, I could have been dancing on the bar table.
And then this was a little weird cut, but then it cuts to Dave arriving home, I believe, right?
I think he's already home. Isn't he already home?
No, he arrives home.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said driving. I can't hear.
No, arriving. Arriving. Yeah.
I see.
And his wife, we learn it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, and his wife catches him as he walks through the door, and Dave is all bloodied up. He has his stomach open, and he has cuts on his hand, so he's in a rough spot, and he tells his wife that a robber did it, and he got mugged in a way. Yeah,
beat up the robber, and then he did say he thought he killed him.
Yeah, he thought he killed him. And also, he tells her a different story too, like 2 minutes later. Like when she's cleaning him up, he skews the story a little bit. So she's kind of like, okay, I thought you said this. I don't remember exactly what that was. We watched this over a week ago, so
yeah, it
was a while ago. But yeah, just all you need to know is the story doesn't really line up. Throughout the movie, he tells like 4 different stories.
Yeah,
so.
His stories don't like line up at all.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like what happens next?
Yeah.
Ooh, dang! I don't know if I can do this. It's hard.
It was a while ago. Give us some grace.
No, I'm too scared. What if they don't like me? What if? Yeah,
I don't care.
Okay. Well, let's see. So then we get back to Kevin Bacon, aka Sean, not Sean Penn, just Sean. Sean Penn doesn't play Sean. Sean Penn plays Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Penn plays Jimmy. So when we say Sean, we're talking about Sean in the movie, not Sean Penn.
Yeah, we do usually call characters by their actor name, but we'll try to keep it to character name now.
Yeah. So
It's a little confusing.
Sean was, since he's a detective, he hears about a murder that went down. And then we get a sort of like look into, his life as a detective. We hear a phone call that, like, at the time of watching it doesn't seem important, but it becomes important later. It, like, when Mason and I were watching, we were super confused, like, huh? Like, it was like, remember the phone call?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a couple boys just calling it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot exactly what it said, but
Yeah, it was like, they were talking and then they had to report a murder, and then they were like, they want to know her name, and then they didn't know there was a girl there. Then they hung up the phone. So we were confused about, but it's explained later. Anyway, we cut to a scene where it is Sean. He hears about like a murder that went down the night before. And then they follow the tracks. They see a car. They see a trail of blood, and then it leads to a park where there's a pit, and then in this pit is Jimmy's daughter. She looks like she's been killed and beat, like in the head with like it was like a stick. It looked like they said it looked like an axe, but she was like beaten in the head with an axe or a stick, and then she's just laying there, and then. Since Jimmy is like a high end, like he's basically a mob boss, he's concerned about what happened because he sees that it's his daughter's car. He doesn't wait to come to the scene. He gets some of his guys to like clear the way for him, and he tries to go to his daughter in the pit. He doesn't actually see her, but he sees Sean and. Jimmy and Sean at that point, they're not really like friends anymore since so much time's passed. And so when they see each other, it's more of just like a hey, like they're just like saying hi. But then when this is a scene that is a little bit more known, and if you've been on Instagram, you've seen where you see Jimmy surrounded by all these police officers. He tries to not sneak past, but power through these police officers to get to where his daughter is, and he screams, "Is that her dead in there? Like, is that her in there?" He talks to Sean. Sean just can't say anything because, like, I mean, obviously is Jimmy's daughter, and he just doesn't know how to break it to him. And then Jimmy, he is overcome with like grief, and he like falls, and that was really well done on Sean Penn's part. The actor for Jimmy.
yeah.
He did a really good job, like, showing his just utter like grief if he had lost his like, daughter. I mean, he probably hasn't had his daughter murdered, but he did a very good job in portraying that.
And he orders a couple of his mobites,
His goons.
Yeah, his goons, to pester Katie's friends to figure out more about her relationships and who might have done it. Because
They talked to her boyfriend.
Yeah, he starts to, or he says at one point that I'm gonna figure out who did this before the cops do. So, because he wants to take it into his own hands, what happens to the person. I'm sure he doesn't want them to live in prison. I'm sure he wants them to die because that's just kind of who he is. We later learn he killed someone too. Yeah.
Wait.
Just Ray.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was confused for a second. I was like, but yeah, no, you're right.
And we should have mentioned that we also got introduced to Brendan, which is Katie's boyfriend that she hides from her father because her father doesn't like Katie's boyfriend, or Brendan.
Brendan, yeah. Katie's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Kid named Katie's boyfriend.
Because his dad, I don't remember who Just Ray really was.
He wasn't a great guy.
He wasn't a great guy. Yeah.
He was like a mobster, but he did some pretty horrible things when he was working with.
But yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'll just say this now. Jimmy killed his Brendan's father back in the day, but Brendan and his brother, he has a brother that's deaf.
No, he's mute. He's not
mute.
deaf.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Brendan and his mute brother believe his dad's still alive. He just won't come home because they get sent $500 every month. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, our dad's still supporting us. He's just not wanting to be around, that kind of thing. But it's turned out that Jimmy sends that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then let's go back to Dave. Dave is like, he gets pestered by the cops too because he was at the bar before Katie was found dead. And he's telling them a completely different story again.
Than what he told his wife. Both stories he told his wife, telling a completely different story.
Yeah, he's just like, you could tell this guy's just like not all there. Mm-hmm. Or he's just lying, straight up lying.
Very just like not there. Like he's there, but like he's also somewhere else at the same time. Like, you know, he definitely shows that he had something happen to him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's his situation is really rough because just his childhood was horrible and what happened to him, and he says he's never been the same since that day. So he says that to his wife later in the movie. He says he died when he got thrown into that car. Like Dave died when I'm not Dave. Dave's dead. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, that was a really powerful line. And like,
yeah, and he was also screaming at his wife, like, you don't know how it is. Then his wife seemed really like shallow. Like she didn't understand his situation at all. She kind of just took it as, oh, he's being abusive. I got to get out of here. Stuff like that. And she like left him with this kid. Mm-hmm. I mean, this all happens a little later, but
should we just talk about what happens at the end? Yeah,
because I don't remember all the details.
Well,
honestly.
I mean, we want the Gooplets to watch it.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, sorry, and the Gooplers.
Yeah. So Sean ends up visiting Dave's wife when she's about to move away from him, and he's like, "Oh, how's Dave doing?" And then she's like, "Oh, I'm moving away from him." Yada yada. And
the usual.
Yeah, the usual
wife divorcing you situation.
Yeah, and he's like, "Do you truly believe that your husband killed my daughter?" And she says yes, which
he has to push her a little bit, but she does say yes.
He doesn't have to push her that hard. Like, he just asks her, and she doesn't deny it at all. That's what I'm saying. Like, she didn't deny it at all. And like, obviously, okay, if you put yourself in every character's shoes, you could see the way they think. That's why I appreciate it. Like, the wife wasn't, like, crazy wacko.
Like, she just didn't always make the best decisions, which it kind of feels like a more real character.
Even with this, though, you get told 3 different stories from your husband. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what?
It's like, what am I supposed to believe, you know?
And yeah, she got told the 2 at the beginning, and then she also heard him talking to the cops about a completely different situation, like also. So
yeah,
like that can't bode well in trust. So
with that being said, though, I mean, each actor did a really good job.
Oh,
for sure.
Like, I think acting is one of the strong suits in this movie. It's amazing between the 3 main characters, and even some of the wives are pretty good.
Oh yeah, yep. Something I noticed too is like, so a lot of times when people think of good acting, it's like, wow, this person can scream really well because somebody died or something. And like, and I even said that earlier that like, yeah, it's, you know, who was I talking about that said that they did a good job? Oh, Jimmy. Yeah, that Sean Penn did a good job. It's so confusing that there's so many people named Sean.
Yeah.
That Sean Penn did a good job when he heard his daughter die, and that was really good. But some of the really good acting in this movie is like really subtle things, like when Dave, just Dave's manner in general, where he just is like a person that's like
He's not mentally ill, but like
he's not
all there.
stable. Yeah, he's not stable. He's unstable, and the actor portraying him in who is it again?
Tim Robbins.
Yeah, Tim Robbins. He did a really good job in like really selling the fact that Dave was not stable, and that was really good.
Yeah, I would argue Tim Robbins had a better performance than Sean Penn.
Yeah, I mean Sean Penn. They were both really good. I would say out of them all, out of all three, Kevin Bacon wasn't bad.
No, he
didn't have as much to do though.
Yeah.
He didn't have as much.
He was
sell.
supposed to be like stable.
Yeah, he was like the most stable person. He was the most like almost like the most normal person. I would say
like the most normal for sure.
He's like the good guy, quote unquote. He played that role well. They definitely casted Kevin Bacon well for that role. So, like you can like Kevin Bacon, you can hate Kevin Bacon. I mean, I think he's a good actor, but
I love bacon.
Yeah, I prefer turkey sausage actually.
No way.
Yeah, I do, but that's another story.
No, it's not.
That's not? What do you mean?
Bacon's the best.
No, it's not. I used to think so. I changed. College changed me.
You can't change.
I can't eat calf bacon anymore.
Change isn't real.
Yeah, that's true. Should we change the Gooper Reel?
No,
keep it the same.
But
yeah, no, like I said,
the acting was awesome.
It's just good to realize that like, acting, there's a whole lot that goes into acting, and a movie like this is a really good example of like you need a good actor can act both in like really intense scenes but also really like less intense scenes just to sell their character. Like this is the character that this person is, and or that I'm trying to act as, I'm trying to be.
Yeah, like even the movie we just watched, Oppenheimer, there wasn't like much screaming that went down. There wasn't much like, it was just them selling their emotions with your face. When you're acting, it almost sells more than your words do in some situations. Obviously
yeah, for sure,
others, but that's why Robert Downey Jr. got nominated for Best Side Actor, because his facial expressions were on point in Oppenheimer. So back to this movie, though. We learned that Sean in the movie, so Kevin Bacon, he has a wife also that I don't know if they're divorced, but they're separated at the very least, and she's staying away from him, and he'll call her, and she just won't say anything.
Yeah.
So that's
she's just silent.
Weird.
That was a weird part of the film. Like
no. Kind of sprung up out of nowhere, and then like at the end she finally talks, and then we see them together, and it's all happy. So
yeah,
but
she was a weird character.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why she was part of.
Yeah, they could have left it out. There has to be a reason. But anyway,
this is one of those movies that like you have to watch. Like we don't want to say too much because like it would take away from the viewing experience. So, like if you haven't seen Mystic River, it's one of those movies that's really worth a watch. Like
I don't know what it will be on because it's off Netflix now.
Yeah,
but
no, it's off Netflix tomorrow. So by the time we upload this, it'll be off Netflix.
No, we'll upload it tonight.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you guys are getting double dose Gooper this week. That's right.
Wait, does it leave like on the day it says it's? No, that's the last day.
Yeah.
So you can watch. Okay. No one's gonna watch this date comes out, but if you are,
February 29th is the last day Mystic River's on Netflix. So you gotta watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
If you have the chance.
Run home. I don't care where you are. Run home. Buy a subscription if you don't have one. And
just for February 29th. To watch.
Oh, there's gotta be free trials too.
No, Netflix doesn't have a free trial.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, damn.
Netflix doesn't have a free trial. If you try to log in, it always says pay. You have to pay first, and then I think
greedy company.
I know.
Well, anyway,
it's definitely worth a rent though too. Like I would rent this movie for sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Jimmy gets mad at hearing that Dave's own wife thinks he did it, so Jimmy kind of goes and organizes stuff with Dave to like his mob crew did it. like organize this stuff. And then Jimmy walked in and he brought Dave to like the river, the Mystic River, and Jimmy ends up killing Dave and throws him in the river, in the Mystic River. Wow, that's cool. Yeah.
Is that a reference to the movie?
I think so.
Maybe.
And
but then what happens next is shocking.
Not really. Sean, the detective, he sees Jimmy drinking on the sidewalk. So then he walks up over to him and is like, hey, we got who killed your sister. Well, I didn't even explain that yet, but we'll go back. We don't
have to go back. We don't have to go back.
I got who killed your sister 100%. Like, he's the one who did it. He admitted to it. And then Jimmy's kind of like, because he just killed his childhood friend, Dave. And we learn that Dave, in the bloody incident, we learn that that was him killing another child molester. Mm-hmm. So Dave was doing like a good Samaritan act by killing an evil person, which, I mean, we all have our ideas on if murdering is okay, if it's in the right circumstance. But yeah, he kills a guy and he drags him out to the woods so he doesn't get found. That's why they couldn't find a body. That's why the newspapers didn't release it, because they didn't find the body yet. And it turns out who killed Katie was Brendan's brother, because Brendan's brother was giving Katie more attention than Brendan's brother was getting. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he was getting like a little jealous, I think, and he used his own dad's gun to kill her. So, and there's like a little fight scene between 3 teenagers, and yeah, it's a well done movie. I mean, all the twists.
That's why we're struggling to explain the plot, because there's
a lot of characters.
It's such like there's a lot of characters. Yeah, it feels like trying to explain Inception almost. It's not as confusing as Inception at all, but what really is good in this movie is just the characters in general, character development, characters, the world is just really, all of that is just really well done. Puts you into the movie, which is good. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's basically... Yeah,
so it ends with like a bittersweet moment where like an innocent person that got molested as a kid ended up dying for something he did that was good.
Yeah, I mean, good. Like, I mean, it was good that I guess it was good.
It's a whole morals dilemma. Yeah. I'm not going to get into it. I don't even know if it's right.
The Gooper Reel is not... You don't follow the Gooper Reel hosts' morals for your moral...
Yeah, like what I would say is, in his situation, him getting molested as a kid and him seeing it happen and him saving another kid from that, I would say it was okay. I mean... Murdering though, it's so far.
I know it's one of those things. It's like such a.
It's like just beat him up and then call the police.
It's
all you gotta do.
But it's like it makes you think too. Like that's what's great about it. Like was what Dave did right.
I think everybody that
objectively
watches this is like, we feel bad for Dave. No matter if you think murder's right in the right circumstances, you feel bad for Dave.
Yeah.
Because of his situation and all that stuff. Because he obviously got the short end of the stick, and why he was lying to everyone, I believe, was to maybe cover like his back, where like, oh, I killed someone and I threw him in the woods, but I'm not going to tell anyone so I don't get in trouble. Or if it's like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, they talk a lot about innocence too in the movie, like how Dave lost his innocence when he was, kidnapped and molested. And like he said, the old Dave died, and then because he was never the same after that. He kind of became a different person after all that happened, because like when a traumatic experience happens in your life, like it definitely changes you at least a little bit. And in Dave's case, he feels like, his old innocent self, because at the time he was really young, was just taken away from him. And, that like kind of almost broke him and turned him into a more jaded, like, person that like isn't stable. And it was sad like that at the end that he died because like, everybody felt bad for him. Like
At the end of the day, he was not the bad guy.
yeah, like he
was the guy you felt bad for that did a bad thing, but it wasn't like a super bad, I don't know.
He did something that in turn would be good for the world, but because Jimmy wasn't thinking really and was just using his emotions, it caused
and
him to
Dave's
die.
wife's
So it was very like poetic, almost ending for
Dave's
Dave.
wife is the most evil character in this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than like random child molesters that were sprinkled in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I won't call her evil.
No, she's not evil, but she's just bad judgment.
Yeah.
And she pretty much killed her husband because if you know someone like Jimmy, you're like, okay, if I tell him my husband killed his daughter, he's probably going to kill my husband. Like, I think that's why she was struggling to tell him.
Yeah, she like waited a bit. She was
but
you could tell she was like
she still said it though. Like she could have said, "No, I don't think he did it." But yeah, that was her fault, I guess.
It's very deep movie.
Very deep movie. Yeah, you have to watch it to get the whole experience. I mean, we just kind of briefly ran over it. The reason it's so hard to explain is because we can't do it justice.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's so much in it. It's such a meaty movie.
So let's rate this movie.
Yeah, that's what I think too. You go first.
I don't think anything was as stellar as the acting and the story in this movie, but I think those were like amazing. And that's what in movies, I love story the most. So when the story is good, I'm going to love it. I think this is a 94.
Dang. Okay.
I don't remember what I gave Nobody, but I would still put Nobody above this.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be Nobody, Mystic River.
You gave Nobody less than 94. I know that.
Okay. Well, yeah. Whatever. I still like
consistent in the Gooper Reel.
I still like Nobody better.
That's fair.
And Mystic River is Nobody's more like action packed. Mystic River is more deep and
it's more, there isn't as much action as just drama.
Yeah.
It's a lot more dramatic.
And I mean, my favorite movie's Prisoners, so it kind of is along the lines of Prisoners, pretty close actually. Just a missing, in Prisoners it's missing daughters. In this, it's a dead daughter. So
I would give it, I'd say a 95. I really like this movie, and I mean,
yeah, you said it broke your top 3, but then 2 days ago when we filmed the Oppenheimer episode, you went against that.
Yeah, I said it was like top 5, which I still believe it's in my top 5. I'd say it's number 4. It's a movie that I'm not gonna forget, and I'm definitely gonna watch again at some point.
Yeah.
It's one that like I personally think if you like movies and you're serious about movies, you have to watch this. Like there's a lot of great acting in it. There's really good sound design. I wouldn't say it's anything special sound design.
Yeah, I just think the acting and the story is kind of just what brings it to the top.
Yeah, if you're like, even if you're like a student for film, I would say give it a watch. It's a really good movie. Even if it's not your style, there's definitely something you could take out of this movie. It's rated highly too. It's like 80. It's like even
89 audience, 89 critics.
Yeah, it's even on both, and that's really high for a movie that's like nobody talks about, which is crazy. Like I hadn't even heard of this movie before doing this episode. It's crazy. So definitely give it a watch. Yeah.
I think the trivia beaver's here.
Yeah, I hear him knocking on the door.
It's just, do we have trivia questions? No, we're gonna have to find some. Unless you have one. Do you have one?
No.
Okay, well, come up with one. Okay, I'll start.
Yeah.
I don't have one in mind either, but
just ad lib.
Yeah, I'll stall a little bit while I get set up.
Okay. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. My weekend coming up will be even better because it's a long weekend. We have spring break.
Wait, spring break? What's that?
Oh, shoot, I forgot.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna play a line from a movie, and you're gonna try to tell me what movie it's from.
Oh gosh.
I have to make sure like it's what I think it is. So I'm just gonna watch it without sound.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you'll get this.
You don't know if I'll get this?
I don't know if you'll get it. So it's like a guess the audio clip, I guess.
Oh.
This will be a short episode of the Gooper Reel, as you guys can see.
They can't see the length. Wait,
they can.
Oops. But they can hear it.
Come on. Okay. I found it.
Okay. Lay it on me.
Okay, just wait. I have to pause it at the right moment. What is this? What is this from? I don't know how loud this is going to be on the podcast.
Gigantor, we got us a railroad to build. We're blowing a hole in that thing. Okay.
What? I mean, I heard it. Giganto?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
So like Owen Wilson.
Okay.
He was in Zoolander, but that's not from Zoolander. Is it from Cars 2?
It is not a Cars movie.
Bruh.
I'll play it for you one more time.
Gigantor, we got us a railroad to build. We're blowing a hole in that thing.
I have no idea what that's from.
Gigantor, we have ourselves a railroad to build. Think.
It reminds me of Monsters vs. Aliens. With the what's that? What's the girl's name?
I don't know.
Giganta?
No, Gigantor is a normal sized guy.
Oh, that just makes it even more confusing then.
No. It makes it better.
It makes it better, like easier?
Yeah.
When did this movie come out?
Let's see when this movie came out.
Oh, that's not gonna help me. But
okay. 2006.
2006?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well known movie. So you said Owen Wilson was in Zoolander?
Yeah.
Is Ben Stiller in Zoolander?
Yeah.
Ben Stiller's in this movie too.
Wait, is this not the museum?
It is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's when like they first kind of meet.
I don't know how I like didn't remember that.
Yeah, they're like building a railroad, and then the like Centurions were like
Yeah.
fighting them. Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's what it's from. That's my question.
I'm kind of an idiot. Wait,
No.
only one?
You want me to? I'll find another one.
No.
Unless you're ready.
I'm not really ready, so
I'm not either, but I can find something.
Are you sure?
No.
Oh boy.
Famous movie quote.
Wait, what if I just like ask you a question, but the answer is just like wrong?
Here, I'll just say a quote, okay?
Okay.
And then you'll tell me what it's from. I am Speed.
Is that from Toy Story? Oh wait. Oh sorry, that's from Coco. Oh wait, sorry, that's from
Wrong.
No.
Wrong.
No. I said oh wait, that's from Cars.
Yeah, it's for
3.
From Cars.
Cars 3.
No, Cars 1.
No, it's from it's in Cars 3. He says it.
But he says it in Cars 1.
Yeah, but which one were you referencing?
Cars 1.
Oh.
So you're wrong.
Oh.
Okay, do you have one?
Yeah, I have
Oh, wait, first I'm going to have you rank some things.
Okay.
3 things quick, right?
Sure.
Rank Mobius, Morbius, and what's the other one?
The other M1?
What's Owen Wilson?
Mobius.
What's the guy from Matrix?
Mobius.
Okay, rank Morbius.
Now, okay. Well, okay. Like rank them as what? As characters?
people.
As people?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
well-
who would you like to have dinner with the best?
Probably Mobius, Owen Wilson, because he just seems like a cool
He's number
guy.
one?
Yeah, he's number one. I'd like have
Okay.
McDonald's with him or something. Just go out to a restaurant, just chill.
Okay.
Number 2, I'd probably go with Mobius from Matrix.
Yeah, I have the same exact order.
He'd probably like, I don't know, try to shove a pill down my throat.
I feel like you can't even argue with that order. Like that's not even an opinion.
Morbius is scary.
Yeah, Mobius. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe you're a fan of Morbius.
No,
you're not a fan of Morbius.
Those aren't real.
Not a big fan of Morbius.
Even though I'm rooming with a Morbius fanboy.
Dang, I have a trivia question for you. What's your favorite song from Nacho Libre?
Oh gosh, does it have to be an original song?
Yes. No, it doesn't.
Okay. Religious Man.
I was thinking that. Yeah. I am.
I love that song, but I also love Jack Black's I Ate Some Bugs, I Ate Some Grass. Encarnacion's song. And that's a good song too.
Religious Man is definitely...
Religious Man is a bop.
I know. I would like listen to that in the club.
Like,
if I was ever at the club.
I drive for an hour pretty often. I listen to that for like 15 minutes of an hour.
I'm driving home tomorrow. I'm gonna listen to that
all the way home.
I guarantee it. Maybe not all the way home. That's 4.5 hours of Religious Man.
It's actually a bop.
Okay, yeah. Like after that though, I'd probably like go insane.
Yeah.
Just with the tone of it. It'd just be like I would never want to listen to it again.
No, you just have to give it some time.
This has been a kind of a weird episode.
Yeah, this is a shorter one, obviously, just because we're recording 2 today. We're recording Alias Grace today also, so we want to
double dose of Gooper Reel this week.
Yeah, we don't want to spread ourselves too thin. This is our second this week, so we're doing a third this week also today.
Oppenheimer episode's going to be really long.
Yeah, so. Oppenheimer makes up for this one. Oppenheimer will be 1 hour and 40 some minutes.
Yeah. So I guess you want to do our final thoughts?
Mystic River, good movie.
Yeah, give it a watch. If you haven't yet, give it a watch.
Yep.
100% worth it.
And have a great goopin' day.
Yeah, have a goop one.
Good goop. Bye.
Goop.